Cam Newton this morning on ESPN said that he would rather win the MVP than a Super Bowl. And he specifically pointed out guys like Nick Foles that have won Super Bowls that do not have the same caliber of resume as Cam Newton. Let me be clear about this. Cam Newton is one of the best college and NFL quarterbacks of his entire generation. Went to a Super Bowl, lost to that Super Bowl as the favorite to the Denver Broncos in Peyton Manning's final game. Cam won the national title at Auburn on a team that I think without Cam, probably a 9-3, 8-4 caliber Auburn Tiger team. In other words, Cam was way more talented and way more excellent on that team than frankly, one of the single best seasons I've ever seen a quarterback have in college football. And he took an otherwise team that I think would have been 8-4 or 9-3, and I think a lot of Auburn fans would agree with this, to the national title and going 14-0, getting a win over the Oregon Ducks in that title game. I was out there to watch that game. He also won the Heisman Trophy, deservedly. And he was the number 1 overall pick, and he was the NFL MVP, and he went to the Super Bowl. That makes him one of the most talented quarterbacks of his generation. So he speaks with some degree of authority. And he is correct that sometimes guys have won Super Bowls at the quarterback position without being incredibly elite at the quarterback position. But I think he's totally wrong on this. I think way more people would remember Cam Newton as a quarterback if he won a Super Bowl than are going to remember that he won an MVP. I think way more people will remember Russell Wilson for winning a Super Bowl than would have remembered him if he had won an MVP. Most of the time, people remember Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl. They're not going to know how many MVPs he won. We know that Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls. I think Brady won 3 MVPs. We know that Peyton Manning won 2 Super Bowls. I think he might have won 4 or 5 MVPs. I know this because I'm a sports nerd. By far, most people remember how many Super Bowls you won as a starting quarterback, much more than they remember how many MVPs you won.